YouTube, it's Michele from the Choice of Motherhood. I just wanted to do a quick video on anonymous donors, or AD, versus known donor, KD, not corrected, just in terms of donor sperm. So a few things first. Anonymous donors are not always anonymous. Some of them are willing to be known after 18, which means once your child hits 18, they can then contact the sperm bank or whatever and find out contact information. So they're not always anonymous. There's some that are willing to be known. With sperm bank donors, they are frozen. They are in quarantine for at least 6 months before you can purchase them. They come in a different types. You can get ICI, intracervical insemination vials, which are unwashed. Basically, same way it comes out, that's how it's in the vial. You can get IUI vials, which are washed. In order to do intrauterine insemination, they have to be washed. Basically, your cervix cleans the semen out and the bad sperm out when the sperm goes through your cervix. So by bypassing the cervix, it has to be washed. If it's not washed, it can cause uterine cramping and a whole bunch of infection or something like that, really bad stuff. Then the third one is IVI, in vitro fertilization vials. I don't know how they're different, but I know that they're cheaper. I don't know a whole lot about IVF, so I don't know exactly how those vials work. ICI vials are cheaper, maybe $100 cheaper, depending on the sperm bank, because they're not washed. So the sperm bank hasn't had to do that extra work to have them washed. So the donors that are at the sperm bank, the anonymous donors, AD, they have a psych evaluation done, they have a semen analysis done, or sperm analysis done, they have STD testing, genetic testing usually, and whatnot, all done. They're in quarantine for at least 6 months, and you have limited information about them. Some you can get photos, either baby photos or adult photos. You can get usually self-reported medical history, so you don't really know how honest they are. Usually if you pull it up and it says no to every single thing, you know it's a little suspicious, because somewhere down the line, every family has something wrong with them. Cancer, heart disease, diabetes, something. So when I see no, it's kind of iffy. So that's for the sperm banks. Those, if you live in the States, you can usually get them shipped to your home. I want to say California Cryobank will allow you to ship to your home, and they'll actually give you a little kit or something. So they'll let you ship to your home. Here in Canada, though, no one will ship to your home. It has to be shipped to your doctor, either your family doctor, your gynecologist, somebody. It has to be shipped to somebody. It's a Health Canada thing. I had to have my doctor. So I'm just trying to figure out what my dog's doing. I had to have my doctor sign a form saying he was willing to accept it and to release it to me. So yeah, it can be shipped to your doctor. Also in Canada, we only have one actual Canadian sperm bank, and I've had issues with them. But then we have, I want to say 2 other. They're not sperm banks. They're a mediator or a third party for getting American or European sperm into Canada. Canada has higher regulations on frozen donors, or donor sperm in general. So if it's not Canadian compliant, you can't use it. Sure, you can drive over to the States, have an insemination done there, and then drive back over. But to actually import the sperm into Canada, there's different regulations. So you have to use a third party. I use Outreach. And they ship to my doctor. I use an American donor. that was Canadian compliant. It was about $750 per vial. I used the ICI vials. I don't remember what bank I used, like what American bank it came from. I might be able to look it up, but either way, you don't have contact with the banks in the States. So the main thing in Canada is you want to work with a third-party company that you like. I really liked Outreach. In the States, you want to find just a sperm bank that you like to work with. There's a bunch of different ones. Just Google sperm bank, and you can find tons in the States. Maybe not tons, but more than in Canada. So with a frozen donor, you have limited information. It's pretty costly, but you do have the guarantee that it's STD-free. You can see if there's reported pregnancies and whatnot. Also, not every guy can donate. There's issues with freezing and thawing. Not all sperm or semen freezes and thaws very well, so the donors are tested for that as well to see like their freezability. So you know when you get it that at least they can be frozen and thawed. Some banks guarantee a certain post-thaw like amount, like how many sperm and whatnot, but their guarantees, I've heard some get rebates or refunds fine, some don't. So check into that with your sperm bank. Okay, so now with known donors. Known donors, you can either know them in person, like a friend that's willing to donate, a friend of a friend that's willing to donate. Legally, it's a mess. Laws vary from country to country, from state to state, province to province. It's a lot messier than a frozen donor. In my case, I think it's a little easier because I've never met him in person. And with contracts, you can write up contracts, not guaranteed to hold up. But, for instance, in the case of my donor, I know he's not going to want custody because he has other donor kids. So, if he really wanted custody, he would also have to pay child support. I doubt that he wants to pay child support for all the kids he has out there. Just anyway, so originally when I was looking at known donors, I was like, a little weird. I was reading on places that like guys wanted to meet and have sex, or meet in person and hand it off to you, and I really just wasn't comfortable with that. I liked with the bank that there was like a distance between me and the donor. I don't know this guy. He's never going to be the father of my child. That's what I wanted. But because I was having so many issues trying to get sperm up here, and I didn't want to wait a whole year every time I wanted to try, I decided to look into the known donor registry. There's tons of donors on there. Tons. All over the world. Some of them have police checks, health clearances, photos of their family, their donor kids, their actual family, biographies. There's so much info that you can get about the donors on the website. You can talk to donors. Some will ship. Some will want to meet in person and do the business, pass it off. And then if you really want to, there is donors that will have sex. I think that part is very difficult legally. Just because it's kind of like you're in a relationship. Even if you aren't, just legally, I think it's messy. Not something I would be willing to do. I would be hesitant to even do the meeting in person and shipping, passing off. So shipping is working for me. It's great. I have unlimited information about him. I can ask him anytime if I have questions. Just through email or by phone. There's no worrying about running out. There's a lot of times that women will start with one donor that they absolutely love through a bank, and then they'll go to buy more, and there's no more. So now they have to find a new donor and go through the whole process again. With the known donor, he's not going to run out. And mind you, he could choose to not donate anymore, but then it's less likely that he'll do that than running out of the sperm bank. There is the risk of STEs and STIs, whatever, HIV, because you don't know. These are guys that, it's like online dating. You don't know what they have. So it's more of a trust, putting faith in them, believing them when they say they don't have anything. It's fresh, so there's no quarantine. So it's a lot about trust. My focus was it had to be someone that had had previous pregnancies, because I wanted it proven sperm. I wanted someone that would ship, and I just wanted, it's just nice to have someone to communicate with. And face by photo, which again, you never really know. There's baby photos, adult photos, donor kid photos. But it's nice to kind of have like a story to go along with your child's future. You know a little bit more about them. You can ask questions like favorite color and favorite food that you probably wouldn't be able to know based on a floating donor at just a bank. Because you're limited to whatever information they give. So my preferred is the known donor, especially cost too. I pay for shipping. That's it. My cost for shipping is like a quarter of the price for shipping frozen, because it doesn't need this fancy little container, like freeze-dried container. But so that's how I pay. That and some supplies that I would be paying no matter what. So cost is great, because I can just try cycle after cycle without being like, oh, I gotta skip this month because I can't afford it. It's also great because right now I'm putting away so much money for baby stuff, or if I have to move on to another option. I'm just saving a ton of money right now compared to using a frozen donor. So I hope that helped a bit to explain the differences between the two, and some options out there. If you have any questions, just post them below, and I'll try to get back to you with accurate information. There's no guarantee any of my information is accurate, but it's just what I've experienced. But thanks for watching, and have a good day. Bye.